Hello, Clive Tompkins reporting for the Finance News Network. Joining me to discuss property inspections is Leon Cupid, founder Independent Property Inspections. Leon, welcome back. When we last spoke, you mentioned the importance of a property inspection in uncovering faults and obtaining a better price. What percentage of sales are preceded by a property inspection?
Well, sadly, Clive, only about 30% would be my best estimate, which basically means there's about 70% of people out there really taking a gamble, and they don't find out until it's too late.
And Leon, is this more or less than 5 years ago?
It is getting more. It's growing all the time with consumer awareness about their rights, and with property prices being what they are today, it's even more important to have it done before they go ahead with the purchase.
Who are your major customers?
Smart home buyers and smart investors. Most of the Gen Y generation now are very consumer aware about their rights, and whereas the baby boomers were really brought up in an age of more of a trust in everything is going to be okay.
So what does one cost, and is it tax deductible on an investment property?
Yes, it is certainly tax deductible on all investment properties. We have a range of reports starting from $250 and going up from there.
Leon, who does the inspections, and do inspectors need to be registered?
All our inspectors are trained building professionals with years of experience in the building industry. Some states do vary with their regulations and licensing, but unfortunately a lot of states still haven't caught up with that yet.
Leon, home insulation has been in the news for the wrong reasons. Do you inspect the roof and its insulation?
Yes, we do. We do make comment on the type of insulation in there, whether it be a blown-in fluff type insulation or the standard bats, and we do comment on the adequacy of the coverage of the insulation as well.
Leon, and what about other potential fire risks? For example, old or faulty wiring. Are these covered in a pre-property inspection?
They are only minimally. Whilst we're not electricians, we will comment on any abnormal handyman workmanship, anything like that with the electrical work, and then recommend our client get a electrician in to get further detail. Plus, we can organise an electrical inspection while we're there doing the building inspection if that's one of their major concerns.
When it comes to home inspections, the structure of the timbers, footings, etc. is top of the list. What other major ticket items come to mind?
Water is probably the most significant problem area within a house, with rust and rot, condensation, mould, all these sort of things are all caused from different levels of water, and it does take a trained, experienced inspector to find these in a lot of areas. 97% of houses have shower leaks. It's just the way they're made, or incorrectly installed. One of the bigger problems that you won't find until it's too late is a typical roof leak. For instance, the roof can be leaking, it drops all down onto the insulation soaks it all up. It's not until you get a really big rainfall that develops enough weight, and then all of a sudden your lounge room ceiling sitting on the floor. Because of the weight, everything just collapses. You don't know until it's too late, and that's another reason why the property inspection, certainly in the roof space, is critical for finding those defects before they get too big. I had a situation where a shower was leaking. We thought it was the shower. Right across the other side of the bathroom, the door frames and skirting was all swelling up because of water, but there was no water vessels or anything around that area. What we found was we put the hot water into the shower and watched it run under the thermal imaging camera. We could actually follow the water down under the shower screen, through the little channels of the glue under the tiles to the other side of the room, where it hit the timber and swelled up. Can't see it with a naked eye. Thermal imaging camera could see the lot.
And what about the property's foundations?
Most of our inspectors have lived and worked as builders in those areas as well, where they're now working as inspectors, and the local knowledge is critical for things like, for instance, I can tell you where all the landslip areas are known in around the Hobart area. I can also tell you where all the significant highly reactive clay areas are. I can tell you some areas that are notorious for underground springs, which cause a lot of problems in site drainage and under houses. So local knowledge is critical with those sort of things, and also with things like pest damage, termite damages. There's some areas that are really highly susceptible to termites and things like that. Foundation movement, just local knowledge is just so critical when it comes to those, to using the local inspector.
So Leon, how long does a pre-purchase inspection take to produce, and is it easy to understand?
We don't actually put a time frame on how long it takes us to do the inspection. It takes us as long as it does to get through every item and accurately document every item. Easy to understand? Absolutely. It's got to be very easy to understand. We use a plain English narratives all the way through. We don't use industry jargon. It's very important for our clients to accurately understand immediately what condition their house is in. So we leave them in no doubt whatsoever.
Tell us now about your 5-star condition rating system. What is it based on?
The 5-star condition rating compares the property in relation to other properties of the same age. It actually rates it compared to other properties of the same age that have been reasonably maintained as well. So it gives our client a better understanding of exactly how good the house is. The 5-star condition rating highlights all the good points of the house, as well as just a laundry list of defects which everyone else just supplies.
Last question. Should a purchaser organise an inspection before contracts are exchanged or much earlier? What do you recommend?
We always recommend they make their offer subject to receiving a satisfactory building report. So if their offer is not accepted, they haven't wasted their money on the inspection. However, they do need to make sure they get proper legal advice on the wording of the building contingency clause.
Leon Cupid, thank you.